Shirley Chisholm was not just a first, she was a test case for how much the American political system could resist change before it had to bend. If you are asking who was Shirley Chisholm, what is her remarkable life story, and how did she challenge the system? The short answer is this. She was a Brooklyn-born educator, legislator, and presidential candidate who used the machinery of politics itself to expose who was being shut out of it. The open question is not whether she mattered, it is how she forced institutions to notice her. She was born in 1924 to immigrant parents and spent part of her childhood in Barbados before returning to New York. That background matters because it gave her a sharp view of class, race, and public life long before she entered elected office. She studied education, worked as a teacher and early childhood specialist, and learned something practical that shaped her politics later. Policy is not an abstraction when it decides who gets fed, taught, hired, or heard. That is the first clue to her career. She did not enter politics as a symbolic figure. She entered it as someone who understood systems from the ground up. Her breakthrough came in 1968 when she won a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives from Brooklyn. That alone was historic, but the deeper story is how she governed once she got there. Chisholm refused to play the role assigned to her. She challenged committee gatekeeping, pushed for urban and social welfare issues, and made it clear that black voters, women, and working class communities were not side notes in American democracy. In Congress, she was often isolated, but isolation did not make her cautious. It made her more direct. Here is where her challenge to the system becomes unmistakable. In 1972, she ran for the Democratic presidential nomination. That campaign was not built to win in the conventional sense, and I think that is exactly why it mattered. She knew the party structure, donor networks, and media habits were not designed for a black woman candidate, so she ran anyway, using the campaign to demand access, visibility, and legitimacy. She was the first black woman to seek a major party's presidential nomination, and she did it in a political era that still treated that fact as nearly unthinkable. Her campaign was not a fantasy, it was a stress test. It showed how nomination rules, fundraising, and media coverage could narrow the field before voters even spoke. Chisholm understood that the system was not neutral just because it was procedural. That is the part people miss. She challenged the system not only by asking for votes, but by exposing the rules that decided whose candidacy was treated as serious in the first place. The result was not a presidential victory, but the legacy was real. Chisholm helped widen the political imagination of what leadership could look like, and she did it through institutions, not outside them. She left office in 1983, but her impact lasted because she had already changed the terms of entry. Today, her life story is remarkable for one reason above all. She did not wait for the system to invite her in. She walked up to the door, named the lock, and forced the country to confront it.